Guys, it's a Monday, and I hope you guys all had a great weekend because today in the stock market is absolutely bonkers. It's all tanking, falling apart. There's a lot of big news to cover. This is your Power Hour update for July 19th, so stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to the TipRanks YouTube channel. I'm Richard Allen. Thank you so much for joining me for your Power Hour update for Monday, July 19th. Guys, the stock market, you're going to see in a second when we cover the major indices before we cover news and your top gainers and losers. Man, the stock market is going crazy today. Let's just jump right over to TipRanks.com. S&P 500 down over 2%, almost down 100 points today, followed by the Dow Jones down 2.66%, down almost 1,000 points. The NASDAQ is also down over 200 points, down 1.44% today as well. And Bitcoin, no exception to this craziness, trading at under 31,000 per coin, down 3% today. Guys, essentially what's going on today is the pandemic is starting to intensify again. This Delta variant is scaring the economy in general, so the stock market is reacting in a very negative way to that news. So I think this will turn around relatively quickly, but I hope it does. We'll see, guys. All right, let's jump over to your stock market news. Today, we're going to cover news from KKR. We have Pershing Square, Bill Ackman's SPAC in news again. The weird deal that they did sort of fell apart. And then we have Johnson & Johnson and some major lawsuits that they're sort of doing some funky stuff with. And then we're going to cover, lastly in news, the retail trading and specifically trading on Robinhood, actually the volume of trading going down. So we're going to cover that at the end here as well before we cover your top gainers and losers, obviously, in the market. Let's jump right over here to KKR as an investment firm. They're creating Colombia's first digital infrastructure company with Telefonica. Now, Telefonica is a Spanish telecom group that owns Telefonica Columbia. Both companies will together form Colombia's first independent wholesale digital infrastructure company, thereby building a best-in-class digital infrastructure network in the country. Per the terms of the agreement, KKR will invest $500 million to acquire a majority stake in Telefonica's existing fiber optic network and utilize it through the newly formed entity. KKR will hold a 60% majority stake in the new entity, with the remaining 40% stake to be held by Telefonica. The deal is subject to certain mandatory approvals. Obviously, most of these deals are, but this isn't going to be a big deal for Colombia. The combined capabilities of both companies will lead to a high-quality, ultra-fast network with connection speeds, look at this, up to 1,000 times faster than the existing networks. Now, I was just in Peru, and I was really impressed with the connections I had on my cell phone pretty much everywhere I was. There was only a couple spots, specifically when I was up near Rainbow Mountain at 17,000 feet, where I didn't have any coverage. That was totally fine, but I didn't expect to have coverage where I did. I was really, really impressed. But to have speeds at up to 1,000 times faster than current speeds will be great for Colombia and their local economy. Let's check out how KKR is doing. Same story pretty much to the rest of the market. They are down 1.65% today, and KKR coming in with a moderate buy based on 9 analyst ratings with an average upside of 13.5%. for KKR. All right, in other news, like we talked about Pershing Square taunting or Bill Ackman SPAC, PSTH, they're actually withdrawing from the Universal Music investment. Now, I spoke about this a little bit on my main channel, and there was some craziness that was going on with PSTH. Now, traditionally, a SPAC takes another company public through a reverse merger, right? Most of us know how that works. Now, in this case, what Pershing Square was doing was they were going to essentially create three separate investment entities, one of them being taking a 10% stake in Universal Music Group, owned by a French company, Vivendi. Now, the Vivendi shareholders, or some of them at least, were not really too happy about this deal, even though their Pershing Square was paying quite a premium for this 10% stake in Universal Music Group. Now, essentially, the deal fell apart as the SEC raised issues that went against New York Stock Exchange listing rules, and the board thought it was in the best interest of shareholders to find an alternate merger partner. So this was a big hit to Bill Ackman. There's been a lot of different rumors on which company that Bill Ackman might bring public, and there were a lot of people after this deal was announced that were kind of saying, look, this is absolute genius. They were going to create another sort of SPAC or investment vehicle, and that's not necessarily the case now. Let me know how you guys feel about this. This is a pretty weird scenario. Pershing Square, PSTH, doesn't have any analyst ratings. Most SPACs don't. But if you take a peek at the chart here, this is trading at a far cry from the $33 it was back in February. It's right down near the net asset value of $20 per share for PSTH. All right. In other news, we have Johnson & Johnson. Now, they have been in headlines for years fighting a talcum powder case that essentially there were some accusations that baby powder and the talcum powder that Johnson & Johnson sold had asbestos and cancer-causing materials in them. And people obviously freaked out. There were big lawsuits. And now what Johnson & Johnson is doing, they warned about this in litigation. Johnson & Johnson is mulling over putting this talcum powder thing and their liabilities into bankruptcy. Essentially splitting off this section of their business into a separate entity so they can file for bankruptcy protection and not have to pay out as much in litigation costs and lawsuit. So the litigation is related to allegations of tens of thousands of plaintiffs. This was a big class action lawsuits that its baby powder and other talc powders contained asbestos and caused cancer. In a statement to Reuters, J&J subsidiary housing the company's talc products said J&J Consumer Incorporated has not decided on any particular course of action in this litigation other than to continue to defend the safety of talc and litigate these cases in the tort system as the pending trials demonstrate. Attorneys told the plaintiff's lawyers that the company could pursue the bankruptcy plan, which could result in lower payouts for cases that do not settle beforehand, some of the people said. So, seems like a pretty crappy thing to do for Johnson & Johnson, but it's business and it makes sense, unfortunately, for Johnson & Johnson to want to do something like this. Let's jump over to J&J here, down 1.34%. Today, this litigation is no surprise. It's not anything new, but it is in the news because they're essentially threatening to file bankruptcy, which would probably be a good thing for the company from a business and shareholder perspective, regardless of how much you like it. Probably a good business decision. Now, this does come with a strong buy rating based on 6 analyst ratings with an average upside right now of just over 15% for J&J. Now, let's jump over to this article here from CNBC. Robinhood warns retail trading is slowing down, especially in cryptocurrencies. Now, Robinhood said it anticipates revenue will be lower in the third quarter of 2021 relative to the second quarter. This is a result of decreased levels of trading activity relative to record highs in trading activity, particularly in cryptocurrencies during the 3 months ended June 30th, 2021, and expected seasonality. Options trading accounts for about 38% of Robinhood's revenue, while crypto is 17%. of Robinhood's revenue. So retail trading, the volumes are decreasing, and it probably has to do with the market kind of tanking after February, right? February, the market really slowed down for most sectors, and it made sense. It needed to ease off a little bit. I don't think this correction right now is what we experienced in March last year or even February. Personally, I think it will turn around pretty quick, potentially even over the next couple days to week. That is my opinion. All right, that's it for news. Let's cover your top gainers and losers. All right, first we'll cover your top losers in the market. We have AEVA Technologies, ticker symbol AEVA, down 10% on the day. We have New Oriental Education Technology, ticker symbol EDU, down 10.6% today. We have Maxar Technologies, ticker symbol MAXR, down almost 12% on the day, followed by Yalla Group, ticker symbol YALA, down 11.6% today. And then in the number one biggest loser spot, we have Blend Labs, ticker symbol BLND, down just over 13% on the day. All right, in your top gainers spot, we have Zymergen, ticker symbol ZY, up almost 9% today. We have Amyris, ticker symbol AMRS, up 8% on the day. Fulgent Genetics, ticker symbol FLGT, up almost 10% on the day, followed by Novavax, ticker symbol NVAX, 11.5% on the day. And then in the number one spot, up an astounding 22%, is SPX Flow, ticker symbol FLOW, up 22%. Big gains today for FLOW. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for another Power Hour update. Again, it's July 19th. I do this every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you can get all the news you need about an hour before the market closes. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for another video. I appreciate each and every single one of you. If you aren't subscribed already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you can get notified each and every time that we upload here on the TipRanks YouTube channel. I'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. Thanks.